is inside my navigation. At the moment, I've got portfolio, about, and contact. So if I click about, I want to go to the about page. So how do I actually go about doing this in our code? Well, at the moment, we've just got some text that says navigation in here, which says here. Now, in my HTML docs, what I can see in here is I've got this A tag, and an A tag is a special anchor tag, A for anchor, that links to other places, not only on the internet, but it could be files, it could be email addresses, anywhere else not on this page. So what we're going to do is use this special tag called the A tag to link to different things. So at the moment, I've only got one page, but what we'll do is we'll fix that a little bit later. So I'm going to get rid of the word navigation here. So I've just got this group, this nav tag it's only empty at the moment. So what I'm going to do is just press enter to add more space in between that. And you can see I've got a header, which goes from here to here, and a nav, which goes here to here. Look for the yellow box to see if we're in the right place. So I'm going to move my cursor in here, and I'm going to press tab just to move my cursor in a little bit. The reason for that is just to make my code a little bit easier to read. And here what I'm going to write is this A tag. It's a special tag. Now, what is the first text that we have in here? We have portfolio, about, and contact. So the first link that I want to put on this page is portfolio. If I spell it correctly, would help. So this inside my nav has a link to portfolio. Let's just double check. There we go. Again, if you do want to open this up in a new tab, there we go. You can see portfolio there. I can just refresh whenever I've done. Make that a little bit bigger. So for now, what I'm going to do is add the next link inside here. Now I want to also keep this in my nav. So how would I place this? So it's not inside this link, but it's still within my navigation. So I've just pressed enter and made this yellow box a little bit bigger. And in here, what I'm going to do is add another A tag about. And underneath this, still within my nav tag, I want to add one more link, A, to a contact page. So I've got portfolio, about, and contact. So I'm grouping it 1, 2, and 3. Now, if we look at what we've done here, this kind of reflects what we have in here. We have a site header with the navigation, and inside navigation, there's 3 text boxes, 1, 2, 3. Just like we have a site header with a navigation with 3 text boxes in here. So we're trying to basically replicate what we have in Figma here. Now there's one thing that we want to add in. Now you might have noticed this automatically was added as index.html. Index.html is a special file name. It's always used as the first page that people see. So you notice in my URL, there isn't anything that says /index.html, for instance. This is what is expected. So don't rename this to home.html or portfolio.html. However, any other pages that we add, such as about or contact, is up to us. So here, what I can do is add a new page called about.html. So .html is just an extension, just like we'd have .pdf or .mp3, kind of maps to that. So let's just enter there. Now at the moment, this is empty in my about.html. Let's just write the word about page or about page here. Let's not worry too much about the content. We're also going to add another page in here called contact.html as well. This is going to be, unsurprisingly, our contact page. Contact page. There we go. Now at the moment, if I go to my page, I've got portfolio, about, and contact. And at the moment, they're not clickable. Even if I refresh, I can't click on them. Why? Well, at the moment, if we go back to our index.html, they're just text boxes. How do I actually add a link between this or about or contact to the relevant page? Well, it doesn't know. Well, if I just write something like contact.html, again, that doesn't really mean anything. The browser doesn't know what we mean there. And it could be contactme.html, and it's completely different. What I want to do is add some more information on the first A tag for each one. I can add some extra special information by putting my cursor just after the A. So just after the A, before the angle bracket stops, I'm going to add a space. Now what I'm going to put here is a special term. Now you can see the special term, if you look here, it looks for a href attribute. Now what does that even mean? Well, an attribute is just some extra information that the browser can use to know what is going on. And the special word is href, so we're just going to add that in. href. href stands for hypertext reference. Hypertext, very 80s kind of word that stuck because this is when HTML was made. And href just means a link into other places. Now href, where does this equal to? Like, where am I going here? Well, this is going to be equal to, in quotes, no spaces here, index.html. So the first page, portfolio, should link to index.html, which is my current page. I want to do the same thing for about. So here, after my A, I'm going to do a space with href equals in quotes. Where does this go to? Well, this one, we want to go from this page, index.html, over to about.html. And the same thing for contact. So I'm going to put my cursor just after the A and put href equals, in quotes, contact.html. So now what I've done is added a special kind of like extra bit of information to the browser to say, hey, like, don't tell anyone, but this should go to about.html. We're not actually seeing this anywhere in our content. It's a browser instruction. So if I go back to my preview, or I go to my draft page, you can see here that they link up. So if I click about, I'll go to the about page. Obviously, I don't have any navigation on my about page yet. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And if I go to contact, I'll go to my contact page. Did I put anything in here? Maybe didn't save. Let's just try that. There it is. And I have to press the back button to get back. But what we have here is a way to link around our site. If I want to link to some other page completely, I have to put in the full URL. So for instance, if I want to go to supy.com, all I need to do is put the full URL in here. So now what I'll have is portfolio, about, and contact, and this will go to the final page. I can't just put supy.com, I need to put the full URL, including HTTPS in here as well. Now for us, our page is kind of its own, so it is just contact.html. We'll keep it as it is for now, but this is giving us some structure that we can work with. Next, what we want to talk about is some of the style of this. How do we actually go from just plain content to something that looks a little bit more like this? To do that, we'll talk about CSS.